like you just don't.
Go Kombat.
Welcome to the Kombat AllStar show. I'm your host, Kombat AllStar. Look at this set. Who is it over there?
It's Random Girl.
Oh my God.
It's Random Girl.
Look at this set, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, baby.
This thing is immaculate.
It's sexy. Talk about it, Kombat.
You know what?
Thank you.
Goo was over there. Say what's up, Goo.
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
I know it. I know it.
We ain't even seen you in a while.
And Goo helped me build the set, man. He was over here with his dudes, and he had his big old lumberjack dudes, and he had, you know, the wood and everything. He was nailing stuff down and throwing up the logo, and I appreciate him for that.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate
We
you.
got some donuts for you on the side.
I got some donuts.
Right.
All right, yeah.
You know,
So, you know, we always look out for the family. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're here for the intro of the brand new show and everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and the sad news too. We weren't able to get the 75 views per show.
Screw you, you bastards.
So, no, that's for you. We want you to watch still,
We love you.
but it kind of sucks. I really wanted to give away a free game, but you know, it is what it is. I will be doing contests in the future, so I mean, look out, look forward, subscribe, watch, and you know, we'll do our thing. We'll make sure that we do those contests and we get that free game out to you guys in the future. So, I mean, without further ado,
Let's go, baby.
let's go.
Let's talk comic books.
In comics.
In comics.
I actually want to take the time to talk about something that's a movie that's really near and dear to me. I love comic books, and this movie is called The Secret Origins of DC Comics. And
It's more like a documentary.
It is. It's a documentary, and it basically talks about the history of comics, which is basically the history of DC Comics since they were the first comic book publisher. So it's a great movie, and they talk about who created it and why they created the heroes and everything, and it's just epic.
Yeah,
I recommend it
the
all you
origins
guys.
of everything.
I recommend this to anybody out there who's into comics or loosely into comic books or good stories. Go pick it up. In particular, I wanted to talk about Superman.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Superman was created by.
We'll have the names too.
We'll have the names. I think it's like Schuster and Siegel. Those are Schuster and Siegel are the last name. I don't remember their first name. I apologize for that. But these guys were basically two Jewish immigrants.
Yeah.
That came over at a time
For an
where,
opportunity.
Yeah, they were. You know, this is the time, you know, back in the day where, you know, there was a Holocaust happening.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of. So their families came here to escape that. They grew up in New York, and I think they came over here when they were like teenagers.
Yeah, they were young, very
So
young.
they ended up creating Superman, which was the first. They created a new genre. There was no such thing as superheroes at this time. You guys gotta understand. And they created Superman, and they shopped it around every different publisher, and every single publisher turned them down. They retried DC, and then they ended up being there and everything. But the story of these guys are pretty amazing. I mean,
it's amazing.
One of the guys, he lost his dad in a robbery.
Oh.
Yeah, and he ended up getting shot. So, you know, he created the character. You know, he wanted somebody who was made out of bullets, and there was another guy. They were both nerds, and one guy tried to bulk up, and these guys were.
They were basically like living through what they created.
Yeah, they were hard times, and they were nerds, and they wanted someone to look up to. They wanted someone to aspire to be like, and they created Superman. And if you think, and like Dwayne McDuffie said it best, Superman's story is the immigrant story. And, you know, he said he comes from a faraway land, you know, that was very bad. He came up from a faraway land that was very bad. He ended up taking the best values from that land, coming over to the new country, taking the best values of that land, kind of stirring the pot and everything, and then creating what he became. You know what I mean? So he took the best parts of his old country, the best parts of the new country, and then tried to make the best out of it.
Cool.
So and then early Superman he was a social crusader. So
which one?
Superman.
Okay.
He was a social crusader, so he was like, you know, stopping like injustice, like as far as like, you know,
corruption.
I think the first page there was like domestic violence, and he beat up the guy that was doing that to his wife.
Okay, so that's how it started out in the beginning.
Yeah, he was a social crusader.
Gotcha,
so it was
I get
like
what you mean.
Eat corrupt politicians and stuff like that.
More like daily, day to day.
Exactly.
Situations.
And then as the years gone on, I mean, this was shortly.
I got you. It makes sense for that time.
Exactly, and then later he ended up, you know, the war with Hitler and everything.
Yeah.
So he started fighting, you know, that stuff, and then, you know, he eventually turned into what we all know and love him today.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But it's cool to know he started off that way. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I even watched the documentary with Kombat, and I forgot a lot of the facts that he was just mentioning, but that's pretty awesome. It all makes sense, you know?
Yeah, and
the stories and everything behind it.
And I love how Dwayne McDuffie later on ended up grounding him to make him relatable again.
Yeah, because he started off that way, and then, you know, as time went on, because even they were saying, like, after the war, what does he fight for? You get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It started, I think they said, throughout it started to get a little silly. They didn't know, like, what to bring to the table, the heart and passion and the pain or whatever that he endured in the beginning. So you were saying, like, Dwayne McDuffie, he basically came aboard.
He came aboard. He grounded the character, made us care about the character. Because I mean, in the beginning, it was easy to care about the character because he was fighting for the stuff that happens in everyday life.
Exactly.
And now it was like he was all fighting aliens, and it's hard to relate to the guy.
Yeah.
But then they grounded it back down. You know what I mean? They made him relevant again.
Exactly.
So hats off to Dwayne McDuffie. Superman he's one of those characters that I think that. You know, you love as a little kid, and then when you become an adult, you really don't appreciate him until you learn about why he was created and you know just how important of a character he is.
Yeah.
There needs to be a character that you have to aspire to be like.
Yeah, and like Superman is that guy. My favorite hero is Batman because he's just so awesome. He's just so real. You get what I mean? He doesn't say like fancy cliche lines or whatever. So it's like Superman might be everyone's favorite hero, but it's that hero that you need. You need someone to aspire to. Someone that does good all the time, even if they don't want to.
Exactly.
You know, you need someone like that. So
not a John Cena.
Oh, I think we need. I don't know. John Cena. He's okay.
We'll save that for wrestling.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of Superman? Did you learn something today? Do you like him more? I'd love for you guys to share topics with us.
You better liked it.
So go share.
We're talking about some important stuff.
Let's talk wrestling.
In wrestling, it's been kind of a love-hate
relationship
thing going on.
Yeah, you love it, but you know, you hate it.
Okay.
Let Kombat explain.
I'll explain.
Okay.
Alright, so wrestling has been awesome all the way around. I feel like every company is stepping it up. And it's just been an amazing ride.
Lucha.
So
Lucha.
Even Raw. Raw's been awesome. I heard that Paul Heyman's now taking the reins of the creative,
which
and
is awesome.
It's been showing the past couple weeks. It's been amazing. Okay. Backstory is they're desperate. So what's been going on is their ratings have been the worst since '95. Which, if you guys don't know, Kevin Nash was the title holder, and it was the worst in the business ever. Even TNA, Ring of Honor, their ratings are sucking. Lucha Underground is only a company that's doing good right now, only because they're so new. You know what I mean? And they're not like losing dramatically.
Not just because they're so new, they're also awesome as well.
I know, but my point is they're not losing any ground. Okay? But Ring of Honor, Raw, they're losing ground.
Yeah.
And USA is actually concerned. Even Tough Enough.
Speaking of which, can you keep your thought?
Yeah.
Ring of Honor, ROH. I was excited about it, right? Because Kombat was telling me there was so much momentum and a huge following around Ring of Honor. So I was like, man, I would love to see him on TV, but they're independent. Maybe they want to stay independent for a reason. And then when I finally saw him debut on TV, it was sloppy. It was so messy. I felt like it was just nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's been on for years and nothing. Like, I felt like since you're debuting for the first time and you're having that, a new following, huge following for people that haven't followed you, the independent, circuit or whatever, it's on TV. So you should make a grand debut. And they didn't do anything.
They didn't even try.
Yeah. So like for me, for me, it's like I couldn't watch it anymore after that because they lost me as a viewer.
And like so I mean that's Ring of Honor. What I was talking about before, it was like Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Their ratings are suffering really bad. And USA is actually concerned about Raw and Tough Enough. Mm-hmm. Now we talked about Tough Enough earlier, and it's just last show. It's awful. You know what I mean? The things that they've done, they basically bastardized what Tough Enough means and made it into some sort of drama deal, kind of like Total Divas, and it's awful.
Yeah. So, and like for me, I was a big fan of Tough Enough. Kombat had showed me like a while ago, just the 90s, Tough Enough, the Tough Enough TV shows of the 90s, and they were so like intense and impactful. Like you could tell the contestants wanted to be there. You can tell like the trainers, everything about the show. You can tell that they were loving what they were doing. You get what I mean?
Yeah, the trainers like Ivory and Taz. Yeah. They were in your face.
Hardcore.
And even last season wasn't bad with Stone Cold as the host.
Stone Cold.
But this one is it's a farce. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. and no one's watching it. I'm glad no one's watching it. Maybe they'll learn their lesson next time and don't try to force feed us crap
Exactly,
anymore.
because they're trying to be too much like The Voice, like the
yeah,
other, you know, talent shows or whatever.
And why would you have contestants on there that don't know what WrestleMania is? They don't know what the Beast in the East pay-per-view is?
Yeah, that's disrespectful to fans. I'm a fan.
And the only person that knew about all that stuff and took it serious was Patrick.
And they got rid of him.
He got eliminated, show 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
So screw that show. I'm glad they're getting low ratings. Maybe they'll pick it up. Maybe, you know, we all know that WWE in desperate times puts on amazing shows. So they're starting to do it with Raw. Maybe they'll turn it around with Tough Enough. I don't know. I don't care. I just want it on TV.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Let's talk video games.
Now we're going to go ahead and talk about Street Fighter V.
Street Fighter V!
You know, as I will admit, when I first heard about this game and everything, I was like, this is going to be the same exact Street Fighter.
Same old thing.
As every other Street Fighter game. Mm-hmm. But this actually looks pretty good. You know what I mean? They said that they're not doing the whole 15 versions anymore. Every character you can get, you can actually unlock. You don't have to buy the characters. It's an option, but you don't have to. And then it looks great and it plays great. So hats off to those guys. The trailer, I've seen a bunch of trailers online. They look awesome.
Yeah.
In this big super duper jumbo
Yes, sir,
screen.
guys. Check it out. Check it out.
You can see the footage from the Street Fighter trailer, so you can kind of see what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
It's not a Mortal Kombat, so every game isn't different. It is the same game you played about 25, 15 years ago, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean?
No, it's good for what it is, you know? Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are totally different games.
Yeah, they're considered the mother and father of fighting games.
Oh, they are.
You know.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of cool that you have one game that's always evolving. Characters are aging, moves are different. I love Mortal Kombat way more than I like Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things I wish they would change. I wish characters would age. Yeah, in the Street Fighter.
We should tweet them.
But I will. I wish they would do the stuff that Mortal Kombat does. And I think Mortal Kombat is a far better game. But it's not bad. You know, it's kind of like you've learned to accept it as this is Street Fighter.
Exactly. And then Mortal Kombat, like, you know, I was telling Kombat about this the other day. It's like Mortal Kombat is like in a realm all by itself. Like, it's the top game where everybody is trying to, you know, like, they're different.
Yeah, in a realm. I see what you did there.
No, I'll take it. I'll take it.
But yeah, Street Fighter, it looks amazing. I mean, so far it plays amazing. It's going for you for PC and PS4.
Yes, sir.
And it makes me happy because Xbox coming with this thing with Windows 10, you can stream your PC games to your Xbox. So
which is awesome.
So I will be playing Street Fighter on Xbox One. Stick it to you.
Stick it to you. Suck it to you.
So what do you guys think about Street Fighter, huh?
I love it. I want to talk about it. I didn't want to cut you off, Combat.
Oh, no,
I
you
got to say
got more to say? By all
you
means.
had to say your important thing.
By all means.
All right, so let me think about it. All right, so we were watching it last night, Combat. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we were watching Street Fighter V last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I already like Street Fighter already because it's a colorful game. It's an awesome game, and I like to watch the people in the background, and they be like, they interact with like your fighting or whatever. So anyway, I like Street Fighter. And it was one of the guys that really stuck out to me. Old Dirty Birdie. What was his name?
Oh, Birdie.
Birdie. He was awesome. He was like flossing his teeth with like metal or whatever, like a metal chain. I was like, who is this guy? And then Combat was like, he's been here forever. So I was like, oh man, he's awesome. I thought he was new. So yeah.
Play by play of what happened or conversation.
That's who I am.
Play by play.
So that's my take. I like Dirty Birdie, I want to call him.
Birdie, just Birdie, not Dirty.
Misery, Dirty Birdie.
Just not Misery, just Birdie.
No, that's what comes to mind.
It's Cock-a-doodle Birdie.
All right, so Birdie. He's awesome, and I'm gonna play the heck out of Birdie. You're awesome, man.
She's gonna play the heck out of Birdie.
Yes. All right, so I'm done.
Let's talk visual effects.
Now it's time to talk about my favorite part of the show. Visual effects.
What was that Combat you did with your arms? All right.
And in visual effects, you can put anything in it. That's why I love it. You can talk about the industry, the background. You can talk about the movies, the TV shows, or whatever.
You can talk about 80's sneakers that the basketball players used to wear.
There's no visual effects in 80's sneakers.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, this time we're talking about our favorite 80's movies. Now, there was so much that came out in the 80's that was just awesome.
Yeah.
You had the Last Dragon. The Terminator franchise.
Oh my gosh.
Back to the Future franchise. You had Predator, Aliens.
Predator.
I mean, good grief. We can literally go on and on and on and on and on.
My favorite movie, Neverending Story.
That's her favorite?
My favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
Because I love it. Everything about that movie is awesome. I loved it as a child. I loved it as an adult. Pretty much, that's it.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic movie. And then my favorite movie would have to be Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Okay, so I don't have there's so many good ones. I know my top 5. Back to the Future, the franchise has to be a part of that top 5. And they're going to be doing a re-release basically, and it's going to be on Blu-ray and everything. And it's the I think it's the 30th or 20th edition. 30th.
30th.
Is it 30th?
It has to be the 30th. It's been 30 years since.
Wow. So 30th anniversary.
Oh, make you feel old, Kombat?
Dude, I'm old. So,
No.
30th anniversary of Back to the Future, and they're selling it. They're doing a flux capacitor in the Blu-ray.
Yes.
And it looks awesome. And I mean, it's in the movie. I think it was in the second movie, Back to the Future 2. They go to 2015, October 21st.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
2015. So I mean.
Oh yeah.
And so they're releasing it on that date.
Uh-huh.
So that's gonna be awesome. I mean.
Epic.
And in the box, I mean, y'all know I collect digitally.
Yeah.
But I'm really thinking about whatever. I'm really thinking about buying the Blu-ray just because it comes with a flux capacitor.
Of course.
Dude, I'm going back to like the time of the dinosaurs, not to be eaten, but to check stuff out when this thing comes out.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome, and I mean the visual effects in there was like so ahead of its time. I mean even the flying cars, the hoverboards,
everything,
and it was like it wasn't too far out there. But it was still really good stuff.
Yeah, I thought that it was believable.
Yeah, and even though it was inaccurate, of course, because we don't got all that stuff like flying cars and hoverboards, it's still a fun movie. It's still an amazing ride.
Yeah.
I mean, I still watch it to this day.
You know what? I would love one of those hoverboards. I feel like we should have that in 2015.
I heard that they're in development. I heard that someone was trying to make it.
Seriously?
Yeah, there was some scientist that's a real fan of Back to the Future.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's trying to make it.
I want one.
So we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully, by October we have a hoverboard.
All right. That'd be awesome to go along with.
Dude, that'd be great.
Wouldn't it? I would love it.
What are you guys' favorite 80 movies? I know there's a lot of 80 movies out there. We named just a
little tiny portion.
A little smidgen, even like RoboCop.
RoboCop, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Ninja Turtles. We can go on for hours.
Did you mention E.T.?
E.T.
That's a good.
She just recently watched E.T.
Oh, you're gonna tell them that Kombat.
It's okay. Little kids were making fun of you. It's cool. It's cool.
The point is, I watched it and I enjoyed it.
And it was an awesome movie, and it still holds up today.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what are your guys' favorite 80 movies? Let us know. Come on. Visual effects, though.
Visual effects. If it doesn't have visual effects, we don't want it.
We don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about no sassy romance or Footloose or nothing.
No.
I don't want to hear about none of that stuff.
Okay.
Even Short Circuit was amazing. Anyway,
Short Circuit.
We can go on for hours and hours.
Oh my gosh,
we can go on for hours.
Okay.
But what was your favorite 80s movie? Comment below. Let us know. And thank you guys for watching the Kombat AllStar show.
Thank
and
you.
our new set and everything. It looks amazing, immaculate. Gotta give it up for Goo right now. You know what I mean? He did a great job. He had to go back to, wherever he's from. But hey, he did a great job on the set. I love it. It looks great.
Job.
So, I mean, glad that you guys were with us. I hope you had a fun ride. And
I had fun.
And of course, you guys can reach us at,
at Unique Girl Nerd on Twitter.
And at Kombat AllStar and at Quantum VFX on Twitter. And of course, hit the subscribe button. And until next time.
Have a good one, guys.
See you later.